Well, Israel, the people accused of ongoing genocide in Gaza, have signed a deal to stop the war. And Hamas, the leaders of those supposedly experiencing the genocide, well, they're going to take a few days to have a think about whether or not stopping the genocide on the terms suggested by Trump would actually benefit them. Honestly, you couldn't make this up. What happened to stop the genocide now? Maybe Hamas is waiting for Greta Thunberg's flotilla to arrive. Sadly for them, Greta and her glad bag of virtue-signalling tourists were intercepted this morning by Israel's Navy.
This is the Israeli Navy. You are approaching a blockaded zone. If you wish to deliver aid to Gaza, you may do so through the established channels. Please change your course toward the port of Ashdod, where the aid will undergo a security inspection and then be transferred into the Gaza Strip.
Greta and her ship of fools ignored the message because, well, it's never been about delivering humanitarian aid to Palestinians. In fact, the flotilla group reportedly refused an offer by Italy to unload the ships in Cyprus and have the Vatican distribute the aid in Gaza. If they cared about getting aid to Gaza, they'd be urging Hamas to accept the peace deal, which guarantees immediate aid to Gaza. But the Palestinians aren't the victims. No, Greta is the victim.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
Abducted? This is abducted.
ما حدا حيصيدها ما حدا حيسيبها عشان تعرف ان الانسانيه عنا. ايوه استروها وخلوها لما تاخذوها حيه. اعرفوا خليها تعرف معها اطفال. نعم.
Greta Thunberg, well, she was handed a bottle of water by a soldier and helped with her rain jacket before being removed from a ship to be taken to an Israeli port and sent home. Like I said, there's a peace deal on the table waiting for the governing body in Gaza to sign. I guess Hamas is hesitating for the same reason pro-Palestinian groups here have denounced the peace plan. If peace breaks out, what will Hamas, or protesters in the West for that matter, have to do? Palestine Action Group announced last night that on October 12 they will march to the Sydney Opera House to mark 2 years of genocide. Today they issued New South Wales Police a formal notice of intention to hold a public assembly at the Opera House. They called on Sydney-siders to join, and I quote, the massive mobilisation demanding an end to genocide in Gaza on the National Day of Action. What? They don't have to demand an end to the genocide in Gaza, and there's no need for a National Day of Action 10 days from now. Hamas have a peace deal on the table ready to sign today. These guys demand peace, and when peace is offered, they respond by demanding peace. And when you tell them there's a peace deal, they reply, no, we want a peace deal. It's almost like they want something other than peace. Here's a clue. The group also said, and again I'm quoting, 7 October 2025 marks 2 years since Israel launched its genocidal campaign against the Palestinian people, a campaign which continues to escalate under the protection of Western governments, including the Australian government. I tell you what, they would be funny if they weren't so despicable. October 7 was not the day Israel launched anything. October 7 was the day swarms of terrorists, aided and abetted by Palestinian civilians, swarmed into Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 Jews and taking hundreds, including babies, hostage. The Palestine Action Group pretend October 7 was when Israel launched a genocide just shows you how perverted they are. I wonder if Ed Husick and Bob Carr and Marine Faruqi and others will now disassociate themselves from these clowns. I wonder if many of the 90,000 Australians who joined Palestine Action Group's March for Humanity will not now be ruining the decision. So many useful idiots. It was never a march for humanity. If they cared a jot about humanity, they'd be urging Hamas to sign the peace deal and end the war. Instead, it's a case of, what do we want? End the genocide. When do we want it? Well, wait a second. If we end the genocide now, does Israel win? Opposition leader Susan Lee today finally did the job of the Prime Minister, saying, quote, on a day when the Australian Jewish community will be coming together to mark the largest loss of life since the Holocaust, the fact these activists will continue to sow division and tear at social cohesion is disgusting, but not surprising. The Sydney Opera House belongs to all Australians, not activists and protesters. We must resist these efforts to use it as a symbol to sow division. And Susan Lee is right. The protesters don't want peace in Gaza, and they'll never give us peace either.